We're recording, Gene.
Oops. Here's Mark.
Hello, Quest for Thunder. This is Saturday, what is it today? The 23rd of March. So March is starting to come to an end, and we're still at it, aren't we, Gene?
Huh? What'd you say?
Said March is coming to an end, and we're still at it, aren't we, Gene?
We'll be at it for...
Yeah, for a little while yet. Don't bump me.
Kingdom come. Kingdom come.
Don't bump me. I'm trying to hold this steady. So today, one of the things that we want to do today is we want to get the new toilet set in place. We did get the bases in, and they're secured. They're epoxied in place, and it came out pretty good. The difficulty now is that this material that we use as a base, it doesn't. It's not bumping me. It doesn't. You're bouncing and it's making the camera move back and forth like this, and I'm getting seasick.
All right, so that's a blooper. Let's start over.
Okay. Anyway, so the bases that we're using, the material, you can't write on it. It's really tough to get anything to write on. It's so slippery. So we've been having trouble marking the holes that we have to drill the pilot holes for the bolts. And anyway. So I was here yesterday, tried to do that, but I couldn't get it done. And besides, because it's so slippery, the toilet tends to want to migrate around on it. So I need to have someone actually hold it in place while we mark it. So anyway, so we're back at it again today. We'll hopefully get both the toilets in place today, and then we can start working on the floor. We started on the floor. We've already taken up a part of the teak and holly in the main salon here, and so it exposed the subfloor. Let me give you a view of that. So right there you can see where we've taken up the teak and holly plywood and exposed a section of the subfloor. And to my surprise, pleasant surprise, was that the teak and holly only ran up to the edge of the counter of the furniture there, of the settee. It didn't actually go up underneath. So when I made the cut, it just came right up. So that was good. I'm hopeful that the subfloor is the same, that it only goes up to the edge, but I don't know that for sure. There's still some screws in the subfloor that I need to take out that were stripped, and so I'll have to extract those. But it's a good start. We get that part of it out, and of course then we just have to do the rest. All of this, but it should come out pretty quickly. It comes out in big pieces, so that's good. Anyway, so once we remove the subfloor, it'll expose the bilge, it'll expose the stringers, and then we can do some diagnostics to make sure everything is solid. I don't really anticipate any problems up here in the main salon and the galley area. I am somewhat concerned in the aft cabin in front of the engine room. I already know that the stringers, at least the 2x4s, are moving. So I don't know if it's just a screw. They've a screw has, they've stripped out or whatever, or they weren't put in there. I don't know, and I won't know until I get the floor out. So with anything on a boat, whenever you take stuff out and expose certain other parts of the boat, the potential for additional problems is, it's real, especially on a 30-year-old boat. So we're just keeping our fingers crossed that we don't run into anything that's unmanageable and that will slow us down too much. We do anticipate there's going to be the occasional thing. It's an old boat, and that's this is part of the reason why we're doing it, is to have confidence in what's the structure of the craft. So anyway, let's get to work on the heads, and we'll show you as we go along how that goes, getting those marked and getting the holes drilled and get them in place, get them hooked up, and then we'll move on from there. So thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please think about subscribing. Keep up with us on our quest to make Thunder a livable usable asset, and we welcome your comments and suggestions. We're new at all this. We're learning as we go along, and we learn from your comments. We learn from YouTube. We learn from experienced sailors, and so we're always looking for some constructive criticism. So please feel free to comment. And we thank you for coming by and watching Quest for Thunder, and we'd love to have you subscribe and follow us as we finish this up and actually get out there and start doing some sailing. So until next time, fair winds and following seas. Stay tuned for the video.
Okay, so Mark and I set the toilet on the platform, and we're getting ready to screw it in to the platform. The challenge we have is there's 4 holes. You can see one there, and there's a hole there that the screwdriver's sitting in, and there's 2 holes in the back. We've had difficulty lining it up. Mark has to pre-drill the holes with the toilet off of the platform because his drill won't fit with the toilet bowl. So he has to take the toilet off to drill the holes. So we need to mark the holes for him to pre-drill them. And it was really hard. We couldn't get any kind of pen. So we couldn't get a pen or a Sharpie or anything to fit in those little narrow holes to mark them. And the other challenge was the toilet slides really well across that. What's the platform made of again, honey?
High density polyurethane extrusion.
Okay.
HDPE.
The HDPE is real slippery. So we did find a pencil that would fit, but we got really pale marks. Mark held the toilet down very sturdily while I took the pencil and made little marks. And then it was tough once we made the marks. He pre-drilled 2 holes, the one where the screwdriver is, and we temporarily set a bolt in the other one. And we had to slide the toilet around until the toilet screw holes were over the holes that Mark pre-drilled. So that was a challenge. Now he's gonna, let's see. Now, yeah, he's gonna ratchet it down, and we're gonna mark these 2 holes over here, front and back, and do the same thing. And then we'll be able to drill the screw rod in the toilet in place. So it's been a challenge, simple little thing like this.
This is why it takes so long to do boat work. This is why it's like ridiculous.
Yeah. So we have
something
to
that would take
around.
30 minutes in a house is taking us hours here.
Well, it's only been.
Well, I mean, I was working on it yesterday too.
Minutes, yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway, we had to improvise and find a way. So, we'll
time to ratchet.
ratchet. Okay.
I need one of the screws so I can measure the head. All right. So as Gene explained, we have the other 2 holes drilled, and we're holding them in place with the screwdriver and the bolt partially put into the hole, while Gene marks or attempts to mark these other 2 holes, these other 2 locations. This is a real pain.
Hopefully that shows up.
I hope so. Because now we got to take the screwdriver out and the bolt out, and lift the toilet off, and hope that we have marks that are visible. Wait! Before we take it off, can you look down in there and see?
All right. I'm going to slightly this way.
All right. What's Gene doing here? Look at what Gene's doing. Check it so you don't over tighten it. Check the bolt.
Still gotta go down.
Not a good place.
So we got placeholders in the holes, so we know the toilet holes are over the pre-drilled holes. And now we're starting to ratchet the bolts in by hand. Again, because the power drill won't fit under this toilet hole.
Right.
It's getting there.
Yeah, be careful that when you get down to where the bolt is against the toilet base, that you don't over tighten, because you don't want to strip out the teeth underneath. It's not going through there's not a bolt underneath there, it's just a lag screw. So you don't want to strip it out, so you don't want to over tighten.
I guess we're about there. We don't want water seeping through either, right? If we have.
Yeah.
You think that's about good? Maybe finger tight. That's about finger tight.
Is it flush with the bottom of the?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Okay, that's good.
All right, we got to do the other 3.
Yep. All right, toilet's in. Yay. Hood's on. Looks good, works good. Tested it. Mechanism works. Everything seems to be good. So, outstanding. Good installation. That new the shelf that it sits on looks good there. It sits on it nicely. So that's good. So now we just need to get the one in the forward cabin installed, and then both new heads will be in, and then it'll be time to move on to the sinks and to the shower in there, and the sink in the other sink shower combination in the other head. So there we go. Toilet number 2 installed in head number 2. Thanks to Gene's help, this one went a lot easier and a lot quicker and a lot smoother. And there it is, all nice and neat and tidy and in like Flynn. This one was a little more challenging because of the position of the pipe there in the back. Kind of, you can see it's kind of off center where it fits into the back of the toilet there. So the pipe had to turn a little bit, and there was not a lot of pipe left for doing that to make that maneuver. But enough. So what we had to do was we had to actually hook up the pipe to the overboard portion of the toilet and then torque it down with the hose clamps first, and then put the toilet in place and mark the holes. But that meant that the toilet was kind of in the way. We had to maneuver around the whole toilet to get the holes drilled. But it worked out, and it's all installed now. So we have 2 brand new toilets. So the heads are starting to look up. Starting to look a lot better. Just got to get some sinks now, and we'll be good to go. All right. What do you think, Gene? What do you think?
It's nice to have new toilets installed, and so the heads are starting to look better and better, more modern and new.
Yeah.
So the next thing would have to be the sinks and fixtures.
That's right. Have you tested out any of the toilets yet?
No, I thought you did.
No, I just.
You filled one and then let the water out.
Yeah,
It seems like they work then.
Yeah. So we
I'm
just.
sure we'll have plenty of opportunity.
Yeah,
test
we
them
recently
out.
had recently had the tanks pumped out, so we don't really want to put anything into the tanks if we don't have to
That's
right
true.
now because they're clean and we don't want to have to pump them out again. So we're just using the restroom up at the marina office
Yep.
there. Anyway, but yep, it's nice to have them in, right? And
Yep.
they work, and it's great, and they're so much nicer than the old one. The old ones.
Yeah, it's certain things on a boat you just want to be new. It's
Yeah, that's one of the things.
just one of those mental things, at least.
Yeah. Well, the other ones were actually
Were they working?
broken.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
there was parts that were broken that didn't work. So, and the seats were broken. The little clips on the hold the seats on were dry rotted and broken. And
That's good then.
so, yeah, we needed new ones. We got a good price on these too.
Yeah, we did.
All right, well, we're gonna call it a day. We've been at it for 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours.
So next time, what are we doing, Mark?
Next thing we're going to do is, last thing we're going to do before we leave today is we're going to take some measurements for the openings of the sinks and the heads and the faucet positions, and measure those out. There are 2 holes, so we're probably going to have to go back with a 2-hole unless we can find one with a plate. I don't know. But we'll take those measurements so we can go and look for some sinks and stuff for the heads. We want to replace the one here in the kitchen, or not the kitchen, in the galley. But I think for right now, we're just gonna, because we're doing a lot of work and we're using it for rinsing out brushes and stuff like that, I don't want to mess it up. So I think we'll just leave that one in for now, and once we're ready to fix up the galley a little bit more, we'll pull that faucet and sink out. So I think right now just concentrate on the heads, and we have a shower in the aft head that we need to get a mixing valve for, right? Mm-hmm. And then the forward head here is it's a shower sink combo, so we'll need to get one that pulls out so you can shower there by the sink. It's a wet head forward, and in the back is a separate shower.
So, you're gonna take measurements now?
Yeah, so we're gonna take some measurements now, and then we're gonna get out of here.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Well, thanks for coming by. And
Well, they can join us while we make the measurements.
oh, like they're gonna want to watch measurement making.
I don't know. Okay.
Well, thanks for coming by,
tried.
and please give us a thumbs up. Even if you hated the video, please give us a thumbs up anyway,
Oh.
because you know, that's just the nice, right thing to do, right? Isn't it? It's just, it helps us. You know, you want to help us, right? Okay. So, thumbs up, please. Come back and see us. Subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell for notifications, and that way you'll know when we put a new video out. And we thank you. For those of you that watch and comment, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And so from the Crew of Thunder, farewell.
Farewell.
Farewell from the Crew of Thunder. Fair winds and
Following seas.
bye.